Welcome into my Friday evening project for this week. I'm going to install a couple of these Aqara door and window sensors. I want to put one of these on each of my garage doors just behind you. This space is where I make stuff. You can probably tell I'm in my sort of woodworking workshop type area right now. Over there is my 3D printer, just here is where I work on my car and all that kind of stuff. And I want to know whether the garage doors are open, so horizontal, or closed in the vertical position. So I saw a cool 3D print the other day and I thought this is going to be the solution to my problems. So up until recently I've been using some magnetic reed switches to tell the Sonoff SVs that I use to control the garage door openers whether the garage door is either open or closed just by the proximity of the magnets to the reed switch sensors. But they keep falling off for various reasons or getting bashed because this is a workshop and stuff's coming in and out and falling off all the time. So I'm going to try a new approach, and that's using these 3D printed, well, essentially hinges. So the idea behind these is that I use some VHB tape, stick it to the garage door. When it's closed, it's in the vertical upright position. And then as the garage door opens, it moves up and over. And as you can see, this then flops about, and so the switch is open, and that will tell Home Assistant that everything is open. So these are a pair of Zigbee magnetic reed switches. I've used many of these. I use a couple on the doors to this room even to tell me whether the doors are open and switch the lights on and off as I'm coming and going. So I just want to pair a couple of these up with my ZHA configuration in Home Assistant and stick these on the garage door, and I thought that might make a fun video. So let's go, shall we? All right, so first things first, we're going to need to unbox these Aqara sensors. Nothing too crazy about that, I don't think. But what do you get in the box? These cost about $15 each, $17 or so. Not too bad, to be honest. I wish they were cheaper, but at least a lot more expensive. You get two things in the box. You get the main transmitter unit, and then you get a little magnet. Both of these come without any adhesives attached. So in the back of this white plastic box are a couple of bespoke shaped pieces of adhesive. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick one of these. I don't know if the side matters. I'm just going to put the yellow side onto the main receiver unit, or transmitter I should probably say. And then I'm just going to put the other side of the adhesive onto the magnetic piece. Once that's done, I want to pull out this little tab just here to engage the battery, and then there is a little pairing button somewhere on here, just on the top, look. There's a little button to pair these things. So I'm going to jump into my ZHA configuration under my Home Assistant, Integrations, and then Zigbee Home Automation. I'm then going to go to Configure. No, I'm then going to go to the 53 devices area, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a device. Now this is going to search for Zigbee devices that are in pairing mode. So I'm just going to press and hold that pairing button on the Aqara sensor for a few seconds, and hopefully it will start flashing. Okay, so in my case, I just had to take the battery out, reseat it for some reason. Don't know why. And now when I press and hold, I actually got a pen lid so I can get a slightly better contact on the button as well. You can probably see it's just flashing a blue flashing light right now. And just like that, it shows up in my Home Assistant. So what I want to do now is put this in the area of garage and just give it a name of garage door shop. Okay, so with that done, what I want to do now is just test the sensor itself. So in Home Assistant, I should be able to get a state now. So if I click on this option just here, the little square, you can see that the door, when I bring the magnet closer together, is now closed. And when I take it apart, it's now open. So it's in real time, so closed, open, closed, open. It's pretty easy, to be honest. So next up, what I want to do is go ahead and just attach this main transmitter unit to the, I think I want to put the flappy part on the hinge. Yeah, because this bit's going to go on the door itself, and then it's got a small area which is just sized, yeah, just right for the magnet piece. And then the transmitter itself is the piece that moves. I think if I was designing these hinges, I might do it the other way around, but honestly, I don't think it matters too terribly much. So I'm going to go ahead, just actually put the magnet on first. Okay, so it's now showing as open. And what I want to do is just check in Home Assistant in real time as I'm placing this on the hinge. This is actually going to work. So it's currently closed and now it's open. So yeah, that looks like it's going to work perfectly. So let's just peel off the sticky backing on the transmitter piece. Check that it says closed in Home Assistant before I stick it down. Yeah, I think we're good to go. All right, time to head over to the garage door, I think. Right, so hopefully this is the fairly easy bit. I'm just going to peel off the backing of this VHB tape. Just some of this standard 3M VHB tape that you've seen a million times before, hopefully. This stuff is very strong. So I might actually just give the door a little bit of a clean, just to make sure there's no dust in the general area that I'm going to put this, just so it doesn't completely ruin the adhesion. But honestly, this stuff is super strong, so hopefully, almost no matter what, we should have a good contact. Those of you that have ever used VHB tape before will know that the hardest part is getting that first corner peeled. It's so strong that it doesn't want to even give the red, it doesn't even want to let go of the red tape. So I believe this works through pressure. So what I want to do is just make sure that this comes in vertically so that when it's like this, it'll hang nicely. So I'm just going to put this up here in the top corner nicely and safely out of the way. Can you guys see that? Yeah, just about. If I do that, you can definitely see it. And I'm just going to give it a good press. And then hopefully, if I pull the Home Assistant out of my pocket, we should be able to open the garage door. Okay, and hopefully the hinge will open. All right, so the door's half open now, and you can see how the magnetic reed switch is kind of hanging down. When I close the door, you can see how that returns to a closed position quite nicely. It's a very simple device, just a couple of M4 bolts through there, nothing too crazy. So I open it again. There we go, you see how it just hangs down like that? I think that's all there is to it, folks. Just need to repair. So I just need to pair now the other device to do the second door, and then modify my Home Assistant dashboard a little bit, which currently is a little bit broken, where it says the shop door is currently open. That's because it's actually looking for an old reed switch that I knocked off the other day. So hopefully I'm going to find a spot to splice this in the edit. It occurred to me whilst I was just about to go upstairs and start editing this that I never actually showed you how to configure the Home Assistant dashboard piece of it. So we can see right now that I've got a couple of buttons here to do the two different doors in my garage. One is the car button and one is the shop button. So what I want to do is configure button number 2, which is the shop, the one we just did over in the corner. And I want the state to show me whether the door is open without any text. So when it's yellow like this, the door should be physically open. So when we want to do that, we need to select the correct entity. So a moment ago, I was just pairing that ZHA device. So if I go back to my integrations, go back into Zigbee Home Automation, 54 devices, and search for garage, I should have one which is garage door shop. I think this is the one that we just paired. You can see I've got two. Garage door sensor shop is the old one that I knocked off the other day. So I think this is the new one. It certainly says closed anyway, and we'll find out in a second if I'm right or not. So if we click on that and then click on the little gear wheel just here, we can see that I've got a binary sensor. So what I want to do is copy that value and put that into the entity section just here. And when I do that, you can see that it has the wrong icon. So what I want to do is go back and select, is it MDI Garage? Yeah, absolutely. There we go. So now, when I click on this button, hopefully at least, we should see this update in fairly real time that the door is now open or closed. There you go. So you can now see that when it's yellow, the door is open. And if I click on that again and close the door behind me, you can see in real time that now the door, as when the reed switch closes on the hinge, now shows in Home Assistant as being closed. So there we go. That really is the beginnings of a very simple project for you. Certainly on a Friday evening. Sometimes I really want a project I can get my teeth into, and sometimes I just want a quick and easy 10-minute project. So I 3D printed these hinges during the daytime today, and I had the Aqara reed switches in a drawer, actually. And so yeah, quick and easy evening project for you. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And I know that I don't often make Home Assistant content, but I'm almost always messing about with Home Assistant. So if this is a type of content you want to see more of, do let me know down in the comments down below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I've been Alex from KTZ Systems.